Get comfortable. Find a good position, take a slow breath, and let yourself relax. Tonight we're going through the complete story of Undertale, from the very beginning to every possible ending. If this helps you drift off, leave a like so I know to make more. And if you want, drop a comment telling me which part got you. I read every single one. This is a story about monsters and humans, about war and imprisonment, about a child who fell into darkness and the choices they made there. It is a story about souls, about determination, about the power to reset everything and try again. It is also a story about mercy and what happens when mercy is refused. So let us begin at the beginning, before the underground existed, before the barrier was raised, before any human ever fell into the dark. Long ago, in a world much like our own, two races shared the earth. Humans and monsters lived together on the surface, under the same sun, beneath the same stars. We do not know how long this coexistence lasted. We do not know if it was peaceful or merely tolerated. What we know is that it ended, and it ended in war. The war between humans and monsters was not a war of equals. In the world of Undertale, power is measured in souls, and human souls are vastly more powerful than monster souls. A human soul is defined by determination, the will to keep going, the refusal to give up, the ability to persist even after death. Monster souls lack this quality. They are made of weaker stuff, compassion and love and hope, beautiful things that shatter easily when struck. It would take the souls of nearly every monster in existence to equal the power of a single human soul. This imbalance decided the war before it truly began. The humans won. They won completely, decisively, without mercy. And rather than destroy the monsters entirely, they chose something arguably crueler. They imprisoned them. Mount Ebott became the monsters' prison. The humans drove them underground, into the caverns beneath the mountain, and then they sealed the entrance with a magical barrier. This barrier was powerful, created from the combined soul power of 7 human mages. It had a simple but devastating property. Anyone could enter, but no one could leave, not without possessing the power of both a human soul and a monster soul combined. The monsters were trapped. They built a civilization in the darkness, a kingdom called the Underground, ruled by a king named Asgore and his wife Toriel. They had a son, a young monster named Asriel, gentle and kind, the prince of all monsters, and for a time, despite their imprisonment, they found a way to live. The caverns glowed with bioluminescent fungi. Water dripped from stalactites into pools that reflected light like scattered stars. The monsters built homes, established towns, created art and music and culture. They missed the sun, but they learned to live without it. They missed the sky, but they found beauty in the stone. The underground was not a paradise, but it was home. One day a human child fell into the underground. Their name was Chara. We do not know why they climbed Mount Ebott. We do not know if they fell by accident or by choice. The mountain had a reputation, a legend that those who climbed it never returned. Perhaps Chara knew this. Perhaps that was why they climbed. What we know is that they landed in a bed of golden flowers, injured and alone, and they called out for help. Asriel found them. The prince of monsters discovered a human child, one of the race that had imprisoned his people, lying hurt among the flowers. He could have left them there. He could have called for guards, for soldiers, for anyone who might see this human as a threat. Instead, he helped them. He brought them home. Kara was adopted by the royal family. They became Asriel's sibling, Asgore and Toriel's second child. The underground, which had known only despair since the barrier was raised, suddenly had hope. Here was proof that humans and monsters could coexist, could be family, could love each other despite everything that had happened. Chara dreamed of breaking the barrier someday, of freeing the monsters, of creating a world where both races could live together in peace. The royal family was happy. Asgore tended his garden of golden flowers, the same flowers where Kara had fallen. Toriel baked pies and told jokes and filled the castle with warmth. Asriel and Chara played together, explored together, dreamed together. For a brief, shining moment, everything was good. That dream died with a butterscotch pie. Toriel made the pie with buttercup flowers, not knowing they were poisonous to humans. Kara became sick. The illness was terminal. There was nothing anyone could do. The child who had brought hope to the underground lay dying, and no amount of magic or medicine could save them. As Chara lay in their final hours, they made one last request. They wanted to see the golden flowers of their home village, the flowers that grew on the surface, one last time. Asriel could not bear to refuse. When Kara died, Asriel absorbed their soul. This was the only way to cross the barrier, the combination of human and monster soul that the seal required. With Kara's body in his arms and their soul merged with his own, Asriel passed through the barrier and emerged on the surface for the first time in his life. Imagine what that must have felt like. The sun on his face after a lifetime underground, the wind in his fur, the vast open sky stretching endlessly above him, and in his arms the body of his sibling, the person he loved most in the world, cold and still and gone. He found Chara's village, he found the golden flowers, and the humans found him. They saw a monster carrying the body of a human child. They did not see a grieving brother fulfilling a final wish. They saw a threat, an enemy, a creature that must have killed one of their own. They attacked. Chara, whose consciousness still existed within, Asriel wanted to fight back. They wanted to use their combined power to destroy the humans who were attacking them, but Asriel refused. He would not hurt anyone, not even to save himself. He absorbed every blow, every strike, every wound, and he did not retaliate. He made it back to the underground, barely. He collapsed in the throne room, in the same bed of golden flowers where he had first found Kara, and there, surrounded by his family, surrounded by his people, Asriel died. His dust scattered across the flowers, mingling with whatever remained of Kara. The underground's hope died with him. The air is still around you now. Your breathing has slowed. There is no need to hold on to these words too tightly. Let them wash over you like water, like the rivers that flow through the caverns of waterfall, like the passage of time itself. Asgore, the king, was destroyed by grief. He had lost both of his children in a single day. The dream of peaceful coexistence, the hope that Chara had represented, turned to ash in his mouth. In his anguish, he made a declaration that would shape the underground for generations to come. Any human who fell into the underground would be killed. Their soul would be collected. When 7 human souls were gathered, Asgore would use their power to shatter the barrier, lead his people to the surface, and wage war on humanity once more. The monsters would have their revenge. The humans would pay for what they had done. Toriel was horrified. She had loved Kara as her own child. She could not bear the thought of killing more human children, of continuing the cycle of violence that had already taken so much from them. She begged Asgore to reconsider, to find another way, to remember the mercy that Asriel had shown even as he died. Asgore would not listen. His grief had hardened into rage, and his rage demanded blood. Toriel left him. She retreated to the ruins, the oldest part of the underground, the place where humans first fell through the barrier. She sealed herself away, determined to protect any human who might fall, to keep them safe from Asgore's decree. She would be their guardian, their mother, their last line of defense against a kingdom that wanted them dead. 6 humans fell after Kara, 6 children, each one climbing Mount Ebot for their own reasons, each one tumbling into the darkness below. We do not know their names. We know only their souls, defined by the traits that made them who they were: patience, bravery, integrity, perseverance, kindness, and justice. 6 souls, 6 colours, 6 children who did not survive. Toriel tried to protect them. She tried to keep them in the ruins, to convince them to stay where it was safe. But children are curious, and the underground is vast, and one by one they ventured beyond her protection. One by one they were killed. One by one their souls were collected and stored in Asgore's castle, waiting for the 7th. The barrier remained sealed. The monsters remained trapped. And Asgore, haunted by what he had done, what he had ordered, what he had become, waited in his throne room for the day when he would have enough power to break free. But there is another part of this story, a secret that was hidden even from the king. In her laboratory in Hotland, the royal scientist Alphys was conducting experiments of her own. She was trying to find a way to break the barrier without killing anyone. A way to harness the power of determination, the force that made human souls so strong. She failed. But her failure created something unexpected. Remember the flowers where Asriel died, the golden blooms dusted with his remains? Alphys injected one of those flowers with determination, hoping to bring Asriel back, hoping to restore the prince to his grieving parents. It worked. In a way, the flower came to life. It had Asriel's memories, his knowledge, his consciousness, but it did not have his soul. Asriel, reborn as a flower, discovered that he could no longer feel love. He could no longer feel compassion, or hope, or any of the emotions that had defined him in life. He was empty, hollow, a consciousness without a heart. He tried to feel something, anything. He tried being kind. He tried being cruel. Nothing worked. Nothing filled the void where his soul should have been. He became flowy, and flowy without the capacity for love, without the ability to care about anyone or anything, discovered something else. He could manipulate the timeline. He could save his progress, load previous states, reset everything and start over. He was not the only one with this power, but he was the first to use it, and he used it extensively. Floey lived through countless timelines. He befriended everyone, then killed everyone, then befriended them again. He explored every possibility, every outcome, every permutation of events, and eventually he grew bored. Nothing surprised him anymore. Nothing mattered. It was all just a game, and he had played it to completion. Then you fell into the underground. You, the player, the human child who fell into the underground, are the 7th. You land in the same bed of golden flowers where Kara landed, where Asriel died, where so much of this story began. You're injured, alone, confused, and the first face you see is a flower with a smile. Floey greets you with false kindness. He offers to teach you how the underground works, how battles function, how you can gain power by collecting what he calls friendliness pellets. These pellets are not friendly. They are bullets, and Flowey is trying to kill you. He wants your soul. He wants to absorb it, to become powerful again, to finally feel something after so long feeling nothing. But before he can finish you off, someone intervenes. A fireball knocks Flowey away, and a new figure emerges from the shadows. She is tall, goat-like, maternal. Her name is Toriel, and she's been waiting for you. Toriel guides you through the ruins, teaching you how to solve puzzles, how to navigate encounters with monsters, how to survive in this strange underground world. She's kind, protective, desperate to keep you safe. She has lost so many children already. She cannot bear to lose another. She brings you to her home, a small house in the ruins where she has lived alone for years. She gives you a room, bakes you pie, tries to make you comfortable. She wants you to stay. She wants you to be her child, to fill the void left by Kara and Asriel, to give her something to protect again. But you cannot stay. The ruins are not the whole underground, and you have your own reasons for being here, your own journey to complete. When you try to leave, Toriel blocks your path. She tells you that every human who has left the ruins has died. She tells you that Asgore will kill you if he finds you. She tells you that the only way to keep you safe is to destroy the exit, to trap you here forever. You refuse. And Toriel, heartbroken but understanding, agrees to let you prove yourself. She fights you, not to kill, but to test. She wants to know if you're strong enough to survive out there, if you have what it takes to face the dangers ahead. Her attacks are fierce but careful. She does not want to hurt you. She just needs to know. You can fight her, you can kill her if you choose, or you can spare her, refusing to attack, showing mercy even when she shows none. The choice is yours. This is the first of many choices you will make, and each one matters more than you know. If you spare her, she lets you go. She tells you to beware of Asgore, to be careful, to stay safe. She watches you leave, and she does not follow. She returns to her empty house, to her empty life, to wait for the next human who might fall. Your body is heavy now. Your thoughts are slow. Let the story carry you deeper, like sinking into warm water, like falling through golden flowers into the dark below. Beyond the ruins lies Snowdin, a region of eternal winter, of pine trees heavy with snow, of footprints that fill in moments after they're made. The cold here is not harsh, but gentle, the kind of cold that makes you want to curl up by a fire and sleep. This is where you meet Sans. Sans is a skeleton who wears a blue hoodie and speaks in a lazy drawl. He has been assigned to watch for humans, but he does not seem particularly interested in capturing you. His brother Papyrus, on the other hand, is extremely interested. Papyrus wants to capture a human so he can join the royal guard, so he can impress Undyne, so he can finally be recognized as the great skeleton he knows himself to be. Sans asks you to play along. He asks you to humor his brother, to engage with his puzzles, to pretend that this is all a game, and it is a game in a way. Papyrus's puzzles are not dangerous, his traps are not deadly. He is enthusiastic but harmless, a skeleton who wants to be a hero but does not have the heart to actually hurt anyone. You navigate Snowdin, solving puzzles, meeting monsters, learning more about the underground and its inhabitants. You learn that monsters are not evil, not inherently. They are people, with hopes and dreams and fears, trapped in a prison they did not choose, waiting for a freedom that may never come. The town of Snowdin is small and cosy, with an inn and a shop and a library where you can learn about monster history. The monsters here have never seen a human before. Some are curious, some are afraid. Most just want to go about their lives, to survive another day in the underground, to hold on to hope that someday things will be different. Eventually Papyrus confronts you one final time, determined to capture you, to prove himself, to achieve his dreams. You fight him, and once again you have a choice. You can kill Papyrus. He will not even try to dodge. He believes in you, believes that you can be a good person, believes that even as you strike him down, he can still be your friend. His final words, if you kill him, are words of faith. He still believes in you, even as he dies. Or you can spare him. You can flirt with him, confuse him, refuse to fight until he gives up and decides to be your friend instead. Papyrus is not a complicated soul. He wants to be liked. He wants to be important. If you show him kindness, he will return it tenfold. The path through Snowdin leads to Waterfall, a region of luminescent mushrooms and echoing caverns and ancient history carved into stone. The water here glows faintly blue, reflecting off the walls, creating patterns of light that shift and dance like living things. Echo flowers grow along the paths, repeating the last words spoken near them, filling the caverns with whispered fragments of conversations long past. This is where you learn more about the war, about the barrier, about the 7 souls needed to break it. The history is written on the walls, carved into plaques, preserved for generations. The monsters have not forgotten what was done to them. They have not forgotten the surface, the sun, the world that was taken from them. This is also where you meet Undyne. Undyne is the head of the Royal Guard, the strongest warrior in the underground, a fish-like monster with a spear and a vendetta. She has been hunting you since you left the ruins. She knows what you are. She knows what Asgore needs, and she is determined to deliver your soul to her king. The chase through Waterfall is tense, dangerous, a game of cat and mouse through glowing caverns and rushing water. Undyne is relentless. She will not stop. She will not give up. She is everything Papyrus wanted to be, a true hero, a true warrior, someone who will do whatever it takes to protect her people. Eventually she corners you. There is nowhere left to run. You must face her, fight her, survive her. And Undyne is not like the monsters you have faced before. She is strong, fast, determined. She will not hold back. But even Undyne can be spared if you run, if you flee, if you refuse to engage. You can escape to Hotland, a region of lava and machinery where Undyne cannot follow. She is a fish. The heat is too much for her. She collapses at the border, dehydrated, dying. You can leave her there, or you can save her. There is a water cooler nearby, conveniently placed, almost as if the game wants you to make this choice. If you give her water, she survives. She retreats, confused, uncertain. You showed her mercy when she showed you none. She does not know what to make of that. The air around you is warm and still. Your eyelids are heavy. Let them close if they haven't already. The story continues, but you do not need to see it. Just listen. Just drift. Hotland is the industrial heart of the underground, a region of conveyor belts and laboratories and lava that glows orange beneath metal walkways. The heat here is oppressive, constant, a reminder that you are deep beneath the earth, far from the cool air of the surface. This is where Alphys lives, the royal scientist, the one who created Flowey, the one who's been watching you since you fell. Alphys is nervous, awkward, deeply insecure. She's been following your journey through cameras hidden throughout the underground, and she has developed a strange attachment to you. She wants to help. She wants to be useful. She wants to be the hero of your story, even if she has to manufacture the danger herself. Metaton is her creation, a robot built for entertainment who has developed ambitions of his own. He wants to be a star. He wants to perform for humans on the surface, and he sees you as his ticket out, your soul, as the key to his dreams. He attacks you with quiz shows and cooking segments and dramatic confrontations, each one more theatrical than the last. But Metaton is not truly evil. He is vain, self-absorbed, desperate for attention, but he is not malicious. When you finally face him in his true form, you can defeat him not through violence, but through performance. You can dance with him, pose with him, turn his attack into a show. And when his ratings reach their peak, when his audience loves him more than ever, he realizes that he does not need to leave the underground to be a star. He has fans here. He has people who care about him. That is Alphys, meanwhile, has secrets of her own. In the basement of her laboratory lies the True Lab, a hidden facility where she conducted her determination experiments. This is where she tried to bring back the dead, where she injected fallen monsters with the essence of human souls, where she created something terrible. The amalgamates are the result of her experiments. They are monsters who are dying, whose families brought them to Alphys hoping she could save them. She injected them with determination, and it worked in a way. They did not die, but they did not recover either. The determination caused them to melt, to fuse together, to become something neither alive nor dead, neither one monster nor many. Alphys hid them. She could not face the families, could not admit what she had done, could not bear the weight of her failure. She told everyone the monsters had died. She let the families grieve, and she kept the amalgamates locked in the True Lab, feeding them, caring for them, hating herself more with each passing day. If you explore the True Lab, you will find them. The lights flicker, the hallways twist. Strange shapes move in the darkness, creatures that were once monsters, that remember fragments of who they used to be. They are not hostile, not really. They are confused, lost, desperate for connection. They are tragic, not terrifying, victims of good intentions gone horribly wrong. Alphys' story is a story about guilt, about the weight of secrets, about the damage we do when we try to help and fail. She wanted to save everyone. She ended up hurting them instead, and she's been living with that guilt ever since, too afraid to confess, too ashamed to ask for forgiveness. But forgiveness is possible. If you help Alphys confront her past, if you encourage her to tell the truth, she can begin to heal. The families of the amalgamates do not hate her. They are grateful their loved ones are still alive, even in this changed form. The truth is painful, but it is also liberating. Alphys can finally stop hiding. Beyond Hotland lies the core, the power source of the entire underground, a massive structure of pipes and machinery that hums with energy. Beyond the core lies New Home, the capital city, the place where Asgore waits with 6 human souls and a heavy heart. The path to Asgore takes you through a grey, empty version of Toriel's house. The same layout, the same rooms, but drained of colour, drained of life. This is where Asgore lives now, alone, surrounded by memories of the family he lost. Golden flowers grow in the throne room, the same flowers that mark so many graves in this story. Asgore is not what you expected. He is not a tyrant, not a monster, not a villain eager to claim your soul. He is a tired old man who has done terrible things and knows it. He tends his flowers. He offers you tea. He asks if you would like to talk, to delay the inevitable, to pretend for just a moment that this does not have to end in violence. He does not want to kill you. He never wanted to kill anyone, but he made a promise, a declaration, a vow to his people that he cannot take back. 6 children are already dead because of him. Their souls sit in containers behind his throne waiting to be used. He cannot stop now. He cannot admit that it was all for nothing. He has to see it through. The fight with Asgore is sad, not triumphant. He destroys the mercy button before the battle begins. He will not let you spare him. He will not let you show him the kindness he does not believe he deserves. You must fight. You must win. And when you do, when he is kneeling before you, broken and defeated, he asks you to take his soul and leave. He asks you to end his suffering. You can kill him, or you can try to spare him, even without the mercy button, even when the game tells you it is impossible. You can reach out, again and again, refusing to give up, refusing to accept that violence is the only answer. And if you do, something unexpected happens. Toriel arrives. She stops you from killing Asgore. She tells him that she was wrong to leave, wrong to abandon him to his grief, wrong to let things get this bad. The other monsters arrive too. The friends you made along the way, the people whose lives you touched. They stand together, humans and monsters, and for a moment it seems like everything might be okay. Then Floey appears. Your breathing is so slow now. Your body is so still. The story is reaching its climax, but you do not need to be awake for it. Let it play out in the space between waking and sleeping, in the quiet dark behind your eyes. Floey has been waiting for this moment. He has been manipulating events from the beginning, guiding you toward this confrontation, gathering all the important monsters in one place. And now, with everyone distracted, he strikes. He captures your friends. He absorbs the 6 human souls. And with that power, he transforms into something terrible, something that should not exist. A nightmare of flesh and machinery and screaming faces. This is Omega Floey, a being of pure malice with the power to reshape reality itself. The fight against Omega Floey is unlike anything else in the game. He can manipulate your save file, crash the game, reset your progress. He's not bound by the rules that govern other encounters. He is a god, or close enough, and he wants you to suffer. But the souls he absorbed are not entirely under his control. They remember who they were. They remember the traits that defined them: patience, bravery, integrity, perseverance, kindness, justice. And when you call out to them, when you ask for help, they respond. They heal you. They weaken Floey. They give you the strength to keep fighting. One by one, the souls rebel against Floey's control. One by one, they strip away his power, and when the last soul turns against him, Floey is left defenseless, a flower again, small and weak and terrified. You can kill him. After everything he has done, after all the pain he has caused, you would be justified. But you can also spare him. You can show him the same mercy you showed everyone else, the same kindness that defines the path of peace. If you spare him, Floey flees. He does not understand. He cannot comprehend why you would let him live after everything. But he remembers, and he wonders. This is the neutral ending. The ending you get if you have killed some monsters and spared others, if you have walked a middle path through the underground. The barrier remains sealed. The monsters remain trapped. But you are free. You can leave, return to the surface, forget everything that happened below. Except you cannot forget. And neither can Flowey. After the neutral ending, Flowey speaks to you directly. He breaks the fourth wall, addresses you as a player, asks you a question. What if you went back? What if you tried again? What if this time you did not kill anyone? What if you showed mercy to every monster you met, befriended everyone, saved everyone? What if you could get a better ending? This is the true pacifist route, the path that requires you to spare every monster, befriend every major character, and uncover every secret the game has to offer. It is longer than the neutral route, more difficult, more emotionally demanding, but it is also more rewarding. The pacifist route follows the same general path as the neutral route, but with crucial differences. You do not just spare monsters, you befriend them. You go on a date with Papyrus, a cooking lesson with Undine that ends in a burning house, a letter delivery that leads to the True Lab and all its horrors. You learn the full truth about the Amalgamates and Flowey and everything that happened before you fell. And when you finally reach Asgore, when your friends arrive to stop the fight, Flowey does not just capture them, he absorbs them. He absorbs the 6 human souls and the souls of every monster in the underground, every friend you made, every life you touched. And with that power, he becomes something else entirely. He becomes Asriel again. Asriel Dreamer, the Prince of Monsters, restored to his true form by the power of every soul in the underground. He is not Flowey anymore. He is not empty anymore. He can feel again, love again, hope again. And he is terrified. He does not want to lose this. He does not want to go back to being a flower, to being hollow, to being alone. So he decides to reset everything, to trap you in a loop, to keep you here forever so he never has to let go. The fight against Asriel is the true final battle of Undertale. He attacks with stars and lightning and rainbow beams, with the power of every soul combined. He is a god, the god of hyperdeath, and he will not let you win. But you do not need to win. You need to save him. As the battle progresses, you realize that your friends are still in there, trapped inside Asriel, their souls fueling his power. You can reach out to them. You can remind them of who they are, of the bonds you formed, of the love you shared. One by one you save them. One by one you pull them back from the brink. And then there is only Asriel left. Asriel who has been alone for so long. Asriel who lost everything and became something terrible. Asriel who just wants to be loved. You save him too. You reach out again and again, refusing to give up, refusing to fight, showing him the same mercy you showed everyone else. And eventually, finally, he breaks. He cannot maintain his form. He cannot hold on to the souls. He lets them go, lets everything go, and the barrier shatters. The monsters are free. After generations of imprisonment, after so much suffering and loss, they can finally return to the surface. They can see the sun again, feel the wind again, live in the world they were banished from so long ago. But Asriel cannot go with them. Without a soul, he will revert to Flowey. He will become empty again, hollow again, alone again. He asks you to forget about him, to leave him behind, to let him fade away in the underground where he belongs. You can find him one last time in the garden where he first found Kara, watering the golden flowers. He does not want you to see him like this. He does not want your pity, but he is grateful in his way. He is glad that you came. He is glad that, for a little while, he got to be himself again. The pacifist ending shows your friends on the surface, watching the sunset, finally free. It is a happy ending, the happiest the game offers, but it is tinged with sadness, with the knowledge of what was lost, of who was left behind, of the price that was paid for this freedom. The night is very quiet now. This story is almost over. Let your thoughts dissolve like morning mist. Let everything become soft and distant and peaceful. There is one more path through Undertale, one more ending to discuss. It is the darkest path, the cruelest path, the path that asks what happens when you show no mercy at all. The genocide route. In the genocide route you do not spare anyone. You do not show kindness. You hunt down every monster in every area, killing them until there are none left, until the encounter rate drops to 0, until the game itself seems to recoil from what you are doing. The tone shifts immediately. The music becomes slower, darker, more ominous. The save points, which normally offer encouragement, now display only a count of how many monsters remain in each area. The game knows what you're doing. It does not approve. Toriel dies in a single hit. She does not even have time to react. Papyrus, who believes in you until the very end, offers you mercy even as you strike him down. His final words are words of faith. He still believes you can be a good person. He is wrong. The monsters begin to flee. Word spreads through the underground that a human is coming, a human who kills without hesitation, without remorse, without mercy. The town's empty. The shops close. The characters who once offered friendly dialogue now hide or run, or simply are not there. Undyne is different. When you kill her, she does not die. Her determination, her refusal to give up, her absolute commitment to protecting her people, allows her to persist beyond death. She transforms into Undyne the Undying, a being of pure determination, the strongest monster you have ever faced. The fight against Undyne the Undying is brutal, punishing, a test of skill and patience that many players cannot pass. She is the hero of this story, the one who stands against the villain, the last line of defense for a people who have already lost so much. And you are the villain. You are the monster. You are the thing that must be stopped. But you cannot be stopped. You are too determined, too powerful, too far gone. You kill Undyne the Undying, and her final words are a warning. She tells you that Alphys has evacuated the remaining monsters. She tells you that Asgore has been warned. She tells you that you will not win. She is wrong about that too. Hotland is empty. Metaton transforms into a combat form designed specifically to fight humans, but he lasts one hit. He was never meant to be a warrior. He was meant to be an entertainer, and entertainers do not survive genocide. The path to Asgore is silent, empty, drained of life. The grey halls of New Home echo with your footsteps and nothing else. There are no monsters left to kill. There is only the king waiting in his throne room, unaware of what is coming. But you do not fight Asgore. Before you can reach him, Flowey appears. He kills Asgore for you, hoping to prove his loyalty, hoping to survive. He tells you that he was on your side all along, that he understands you, that you're the same. You kill him anyway. You kill him over and over, slashing until there is nothing left, until even Flowey's ability to reset cannot save him. He begs for mercy. He calls you by Kara's name. He does not understand what you have become. And then the world ends. The screen goes black. A figure appears, A child who looks like you but is not you. A presence that has been growing stronger with every kill you made. This is Kara, or what remains of Kara. Awakened by your violence, empowered by your determination, ready to finish what you started. Kara thanks you. They thank you for giving them purpose, for showing them the way, for proving that the world is exactly as cruel as they always believed. They offer you a choice: destroy this world and move on to the next, or refuse and face the consequences. If you refuse, Chera kills you. The game crashes. When you reopen it, the world is gone, replaced by an empty void, a howling darkness that stretches on forever. You did this. You destroyed everything, and there is no way to undo it. If you agree, the world is erased. The game resets, but it is not the same. Something is wrong. Something is missing. Kara is still there, lurking in the code, waiting for you to play again. And if you do play again, if you complete the pacifist route after a genocide run, the ending is different. The happy ending is tainted. Kara appears in the final image, their face replacing yours, their red eyes staring out of the screen. They have claimed your soul. They have claimed your happy ending. They will never let you go. This is the true cost of the genocide route. It is not just a different ending. It is a permanent mark on your save file, a scar that cannot be healed. A reminder that actions have consequences even in a video game. The genocide route asks a simple question. Why? Why would you do this? Why would you kill everyone, destroy everything, erase a world full of characters who trusted you, who loved you, who believed in you? The game does not give you a reason. It does not reward you with secret content or special items. It only gives you emptiness and guilt, and the knowledge of what you are capable of when no one is watching. Sans deserves special mention. In the genocide route, he is the final boss, the last monster standing between you and the end of the world, and he is, by far, the hardest fight in the game. Sans does not fight fair. He attacks first before you can even select an option. He uses attacks that break the rules of the game, that ignore your invincibility frames, that target you in ways no other monster can. He is not trying to win. He knows he cannot win. He is trying to make you give up, to make you reset, to make you choose a different path. He speaks to you during the fight, in the brief moments between attacks. He tells you about timelines, about the futility of his existence, about the weight of knowing that nothing he does will ever truly matter. He has given up in a way. He has accepted that the world will reset, that his memories will be erased, that he will have to start over again and again forever. But he still fights. He fights because someone has to. He fights because giving up completely would be worse than fighting and losing. He fights because, despite everything, he still cares about his brother, about his friends, about the world that you're trying to destroy. When you finally kill Sans, after dozens of attempts, after hours of frustration, he does not give a dramatic speech. He simply walks off screen, says he is going to Grillbiz, and dies. It is anticlimactic, almost peaceful. He's tired. He's been tired for a long time. And now, finally, he can rest. You're so close to sleep now. Your body is completely relaxed. Your mind is quiet. Let the last of these words fade into silence, like echoes in an empty cavern, like footsteps in fresh snow. There are secrets in Undertale, hidden things that most players never find, mysteries that the game buries deep in its code. W.D. Gaster is a name that appears only in fragments, in glitches, in moments that feel like they should not exist. He was the royal scientist before Alphys, the one who built the core, the one who fell into his own creation and was scattered across time and space. Gaster exists and does not exist. He is mentioned in hidden rooms that can only be accessed through manipulation of the game's files. He appears as a figure who speaks in symbols, in hands, in a language that is not meant to be understood. He is a ghost in the machine, a presence that haunts the edges of the story without ever fully entering it. Some players believe Gaster is connected to Sans and Papyrus, that he was their father or creator, that his experiments with time and space gave Sans his knowledge of timelines. The evidence is circumstantial, scattered, open to interpretation. Gaster is a mystery that Undertale refuses to solve, a question mark that hangs over the entire game. The game remembers everything. If you kill Toriel and then reset, she will not remember, but Flowey will. He will comment on what you did, mock you for trying to undo it, remind you that he knows the truth. If you complete a genocide run and then try to do a pacifist run, the game will let you, but the ending will be different. Chara will be there, waiting, claiming the happy ending you thought you earned. This is the meta-narrative of Undertale, the story about stories, the game about games. It asks you to consider your relationship with the characters, with the world, with the act of playing itself. Are you a hero, saving everyone, showing mercy, earning the happy ending? Or are you a player, manipulating the world for your own amusement, killing and resetting and killing again because you can? The game does not judge you. It simply shows you the consequences of your choices and lets you decide what they mean. Undertale was created by Toby Fox, released in 2015, and became a phenomenon. It inspired fan art, fan fiction, fan music, fan games. It created a community that still thrives today, nearly a decade later. It proved that indie games could compete with major releases, that a single person with a vision could create something that resonated with millions. The music deserves special mention. Toby Fox composed the entire soundtrack himself, and it is one of the most memorable in gaming history. Megalovania, the song that plays during the Sans fight, has become iconic, recognised even by people who have never played the game. Hopes and Dreams, the song that plays during the Asriel fight, is triumphant and sad at the same time. His theme, which plays when you finally save Asriel, is heartbreaking, a simple tune that carries the weight of everything that has happened. The music tells the story as much as the dialogue does. It guides your emotions, shapes your experience, stays with you long after you have stopped playing. Deltarune is the sequel, or perhaps the parallel, a game set in a world that is similar to Undertale but not the same. The characters have the same names, the same appearances, but different histories, different relationships, different fates. It is still being developed, released in chapters, each one expanding the story in new directions. The connection between Undertale and Deltarune is unclear, deliberately so. Are they the same world, different timelines, parallel universes? The games offer hints but no answers, mysteries that may never be fully resolved. And now you know the story. You know about the war, the barrier, the fallen humans. You know about Toriel and Asgore, about Asriel and Kara, about Flowey and the souls he absorbed. You know about Sans and Papyrus, about Undyne and Alphys, about Metaton and his dreams of stardom. You know about the neutral ending, the pacifist ending, the genocide ending. You know about the secrets, the mysteries, the questions that remain unanswered. You know everything, or close to it, and now you can let it go. The underground is quiet, the barrier is broken, the monsters are free. The story is over, and a new one is beginning. A story that does not need you to tell it, that will continue whether you are watching or not. Sleep now. Let the world of Undertale fade into dreams. Let the characters find their peace, as you find yours. Let the music play softly in the back of your mind, a lullaby from a world beneath the mountain. A gift from monsters who learned to hope again. You showed them mercy. You gave them freedom. You proved that kindness is possible, even in a world that does not always reward it. Now rest. You have earned it. The night holds you gently. The silence surrounds you. The golden flowers sway in a breeze that does not exist, in a garden at the bottom of the world where a prince once died and was reborn and died again. Somewhere, in the space between waking and sleeping, Asriel is still watering those flowers. He is still waiting. He is still hoping that someday someone will remember him. You remember him. That is enough. That is more than enough. Good night, traveller. Good night. But before sleep takes you completely, let us linger a little longer in this world. There are smaller stories worth telling, quieter moments that fill in the spaces between the grand narrative. The town of Snowdin has a library, though the sign outside is misspelled. Inside you can read about monster history, about the nature of souls, about the hopes and fears of a people who have been trapped underground for generations. The books speak of the surface with longing, describing sunlight and stars and open skies that most monsters have never seen. They speak of the barrier with resignation, acknowledging that escape seems impossible, that hope is hard to maintain when you have been waiting so long. But they also speak of determination, of the belief that someday, somehow, things will change. The monsters have not given up. They have built lives in the darkness, found joy in small things, learned to love each other despite their circumstances. The library is a testament to their resilience, a collection of knowledge preserved for future generations, a promise that their story will not be forgotten. Grillby's is a bar in Snowdin where Sans likes to hang out. The owner, Grillby, is a fire elemental who never speaks, who simply listens as his customers talk about their lives, their problems, their hopes for the future. It is a warm place, a safe place, a refuge from the cold outside. Sans has a tab there that he never pays. He orders ketchup and drinks it straight from the bottle. He tells jokes that make everyone groan. He seems lazy, unmotivated, content to drift through life without purpose. But there is more to Sans than meets the eye. He knows things he should not know. He has abilities he should not have. He speaks of timelines and resets with a weariness that suggests he has seen too much, remembered too much, lost too much. Sans is tired in a way that goes beyond physical exhaustion. He is tired of a world that keeps resetting, of relationships that keep being erased, of a life that never seems to move forward. He has given up on trying to change things, on trying to make progress, on trying to matter. He just exists day after day, telling jokes and drinking ketchup and waiting for something to change. In the pacifist route, something does change. You break the cycle. You free the monsters. You give Sans something he had stopped hoping for. A future. In the genocide route, Sans fights you because he has nothing left to lose. He knows he will die. He knows the world will end. But he fights anyway, because fighting is better than giving up. Because even a futile gesture is better than none at all. Papyrus is Sans' brother, and he is everything Sans is not. Where Sans is lazy, Papyrus is energetic. Where Sans is cynical, Papyrus is optimistic. Where Sans has given up, Papyrus never stops trying. Papyrus wants to be a member of the Royal Guard. He wants to capture a human. He wants to be recognised, respected, admired. He trains every day, sets up puzzles, practices his attacks. He is not very good at any of it, but he never lets that stop him. His puzzles are too easy. His attacks are too weak. His spaghetti is terrible. But he keeps trying, keeps believing, keeps hoping that someday his dreams will come true. Undyne humours him. She lets him think he is close to joining the Royal Guard, even though she knows he never will. She does this not out of cruelty, but out of kindness. She knows that Papyrus needs something to strive for, something to believe in, something to give his life meaning. Taking that away from him would be worse than letting him fail. In the pacifist route, Papyrus becomes your friend. He goes on a date with you, cooks spaghetti for you, cheers you on as you face the challenges ahead. He is not complicated. He is not Hyda's dark secrets. He is simply good, purely and completely, a light in the darkness of the underground. In the genocide route, Papyrus still believes in you. Even as you approach him with dust on your hands, even as you raise your weapon to strike, he offers you mercy. He tells you that he knows you can be a good person. He tells you that he believes in you, and then you kill him, and his belief dies with him. His final words are not anger or fear. They are hope. He hopes that you will do better next time. He hopes that you will find your way. He hopes, even as he dies, that you are not beyond saving. Undyne is the head of the Royal Guard, the strongest warrior in the underground, a hero in every sense of the word. She trained under Asgore, rose through the ranks, became the protector of her people through sheer determination and force of will. She's loud, aggressive, passionate about everything she does. She would die for the people she cares about. In the genocide route she does. But Undyne is also kind in her way. She mentors Papyrus, even though he will never be a real guard. She protects Monster Kid, even though he is annoying. She loves Alphys, even though Alphys is awkward and insecure and terrible at expressing her feelings. Undyne's love is fierce, protective, overwhelming. She does not do anything halfway. When she fights with everything she has. When she loves with everything she has. When she dies with everything she has, refusing to give up, refusing to let go, refusing to accept that this is the end. Undyne the Undying is not just a boss fight, she is a statement. She is proof that determination is not limited to humans, that monsters can persist beyond death if they have something worth fighting for. She is the hero of the genocide route, the one who stands against you, the one who almost wins. And when you finally defeat her, when her body dissolves into dust, she does not curse you or beg for mercy. She simply says that Alphys will avenge her, that the monsters will survive, that you have not won yet. She is wrong, but she dies believing she is right. That is the kind of person Undyne is. Alphys is the royal scientist, the creator of Metaton, the one who made Flowey, the one who hides in her lab watching anime and hating herself. She is brilliant, capable of creating robots and harnessing determination and building the core that powers the entire underground. She's also deeply insecure, convinced that she is worthless, that everyone would be better off without her, that her failures define her more than her successes. The true lab is her greatest shame. She tried to save dying monsters by injecting them with determination. She failed. The monsters melted, fused together, became the amalgamates. She could not face the families, could not admit what she had done, so she lied. She told everyone the monsters had died. She let them grieve, and she kept the amalgamates hidden, feeding them, caring for them, drowning in guilt. In the pacifist route, you help Alphys confront her past. You encourage her to tell the truth, to face the families, to stop hiding. It is not easy, it is not quick, but it is possible, and it is necessary. Alphys cannot heal until she stops running from her mistakes. The families do not hate her. They're grateful their loved ones are still alive, even in this changed form. The truth is painful, but it is also liberating. Alphys can finally stop hiding. She can finally start living. In the genocide route, Alphys evacuates the remaining monsters. She does not fight you. She is not a warrior, but she does what she can, saving who she can, refusing to give up even when everything seems lost. She is not a hero in the traditional sense, but she is brave. In her own way. She is trying, in her own way. And that is enough. Metaton is a robot who dreams of stardom. He was built by Alphys to be a human-killing machine, but he convinced her to reprogram him as an entertainer instead. He hosts quiz shows and cooking segments and dramatic performances, all broadcast to the monsters of the underground. He is vain, self-absorbed, desperate for attention. But he's also lonely in his way. He wants to be loved. He wants to be admired. He wants to matter. In the pacifist route, Metaton realizes that he does not need to leave the underground to be a star. He has fans here, monsters who love his shows, who tune in every day to watch him perform. He was so focused on what he did not have that he forgot to appreciate what he did. His arc is about learning to be grateful, to find happiness where you are, to stop chasing dreams that might not make you happy even if you caught them. In the genocide route, Metaton transforms into a combat form and tries to stop you. He fails. He was never meant to be a warrior. He was meant to be an entertainer, and entertainers do not survive genocide. Asgore is the king, the father, the monster who lost everything and made terrible choices in his grief. He declared war on humanity, ordered the death of human children, collected their souls for a plan he never truly wanted to complete. He is not a villain. He is a tragedy, a good person who did bad things, a father who could not cope with the loss of his children. In the pacifist route, Asgore is reunited with Toriel, with his people, with the hope he lost so long ago. He does not get a happy ending exactly. Toriel does not forgive him. The children he killed are still dead, but he gets a chance to make amends, to be better, to help build a future where humans and monsters can coexist. He tends his garden on the surface now, growing golden flowers under the open sky. He is still sad, still haunted, still carrying the weight of what he did. But he is trying, he is moving forward, and that is all anyone can do. Toriel is the mother, the protector, the one who tried to save everyone and could not. She left Asgore because she could not bear his plan, retreated to the ruins to protect any humans who fell, watched child after child leave her care and never return. She's kind, loving, fiercely protective. She's also sad, lonely, haunted by her failures. In the pacifist route, Toriel returns to the world. She becomes a teacher on the surface, helping monster children adjust to their new life. She does not reconcile with Asgore, but she does not hate him either. She moves forward, as best she can, carrying her grief with her, but not letting it define her. She bakes pies. She tells jokes. She tries to be happy, for the sake of the children she teaches, for the sake of the future she helped create. She's not okay, not entirely, but she's better. and better is enough. The night is deep and still around you now. Your breathing is slow and even. Your body is completely at rest. The story has been told, every path explored, every character remembered. The underground is empty now, its monsters freed, its secrets revealed, its tragedies acknowledged. There is nothing left to do but sleep. The golden flowers sway in a garden at the bottom of the world. The echo flowers whisper fragments of conversations long past. The snow falls silently in Snowdin, covering footprints that will never be made again. The water glows blue in Waterfall, reflecting light that has no source. The lava bubbles in Hotland, powering machines that no longer need to run. The core hums with energy that has nowhere to go. And in New Home, in the throne room where so much happened, the golden flowers grow wild, untended, beautiful. Asriel is there, somewhere. Floey is there, somewhere. The same soul, the same consciousness, trapped in different forms, waiting for something that may never come. He waters the flowers, he remembers, he hopes, and somewhere, in the space between waking and sleeping, you remember him too. That is enough. That is more than enough. Sleep now, traveller, the story is over, the night is yours. Let it hold you gently like a mother holding a child, like golden flowers catching a falling body, like mercy given freely to those who do not expect it. You are safe, you are loved, you are home. Good night. But wait. Before the final silence, one more thought. Undertale is a game about choices, about consequences, about the weight of what we do and why we do it. It asks you to consider not just what happens in the story, but what it means to play a story at all. When you spare a monster, you are not just pressing a button, you are choosing mercy. When you kill a monster, you're not just gaining experience points, you're choosing violence. The game makes these choices feel real, makes the characters feel real, makes the consequences feel real. And in doing so, it asks you to think about the choices you make in your own life, the mercy you show or withhold, the kindness you offer or refuse. You can be a good person. That is the message of Undertale, the thesis that runs through every route, every ending, every character. You can choose kindness over cruelty, mercy over violence, love over hate. It is not always easy. It is not always rewarded, but it is always possible, and it is always worth trying. The monsters of the underground believed in you. They believed that you could be better, that you could save them, that you could break the cycle of violence that had trapped them for so long. And if you played the pacifist route, you proved them right. You showed them that their faith was not misplaced, that kindness can triumph, that hope is not foolish. That is the gift you gave them. That is the gift they gave you. Remember it as you drift into sleep. Remember that you have the power to choose, always, in every moment, in every interaction. Remember that mercy is possible, that kindness matters, that the world can be better if we make it so. And remember the monsters of the underground, who waited so long for someone to believe in them, and who, finally got to see the sun. They are free now, they are happy now, they are home, and so are you. The night is quiet, the story is done, there is nothing left but rest, and dreams, and the gentle darkness that holds everything. Sleep well, traveller, sleep well, and dream of golden flowers, of friends who never gave up on you, of a world where mercy is always possible. Good night.